Something has been happening in the invisible realm around your life that your natural eyes have not been able to see, but your spirit has been quietly sensing for some time now. A shift, a movement, a gathering of things that have been in preparation for longer than you know, finally beginning to arrive at the surface of your daily reality. You did not find this message by accident. You were drawn here by something that goes deeper than curiosity. Something in you that recognized before your mind had words for it that this moment was carrying something you needed. Stay with this all the way through. What is about to be spoken over your life was not assembled carelessly or generically. It was prepared with the specific knowledge of what you have been walking through, what you have been carrying without letting anyone see the full weight of it, and what your heart has been asking heaven for in the quiet moments when no one else was listening. Welcome to the breath of angels. This is a home for souls who are done pretending that everything is fine, who know that something is happening beneath the surface of their lives that deserves honest spiritual attention, and who are ready to receive what heaven has actually been building on their behalf. Whether this is your first time here or you have been part of this community for a while, I am grateful you are here. This message was prepared for you, for this season, for this exact point in your journey. I want to begin by speaking directly to something you may not have fully named yet. There is a particular kind of weariness that settles in when you have been faithful for a long time in a season that has not visibly rewarded your faithfulness. When you have kept showing up, kept believing, kept choosing the right thing, kept your integrity intact in moments when compromise would have been easier and no one would have noticed. And yet, the breakthrough you have been working toward and praying toward and trusting toward has not yet arrived in the form you expected. That weariness is real. It is not a sign of weak faith. It is the honest weight of a soul that has been carrying more than it was designed to carry alone for, longer than the season was supposed to last. Heaven sees that weariness. Archangel Michael was sent today specifically to speak into it. Not with vague comfort, but with a specific word about what has been happening in the invisible realm on your behalf, and what is now beginning to move in the visible one. The first thing that needs to be said is that your faithfulness was never invisible. Every act of quiet obedience in a season that did not applaud it was witnessed. Every prayer you prayed when you were not sure anything was listening. Every morning you chose to get up and keep going when staying down would have been entirely understandable. Every time you extended kindness from a heart that was already tired. Every time you chose integrity when cutting corners would have been so much easier. Every moment of faithfulness that no one saw and no one acknowledged and no one celebrated. Heaven kept count. And what has been sown in those hidden, unglamorous, costly moments of faithfulness is now coming into its harvest season. The delays you have experienced have not been evidence of divine indifference. They have been evidence of divine precision. What is being prepared for you required a preparation in you that took the time it took. The depth of character that can only be built through sustained difficulty. The clarity of self that only comes when everything external has been stripped away and you discover what remains. The quality of faith that only develops when faith has been stretched past what seemed like its breaking point and still held. You have all of those things now, built into you by everything you have endured. And what is coming requires exactly that foundation, because it cannot be supported by anything less. The pressure you have been feeling in your spirit recently, that sense of something shifting, something unlocking, something that you cannot quite name but cannot ignore, is not anxiety. It is the sensation of things that have been in preparation finally beginning to move. Doors that have been closed are beginning to open, not all at once, in sequence. One movement creating space for the next. And what looks like a series of small developments will add up. in a shorter time than you expect. To a transformation that makes the stagnation of this past season feel like another lifetime entirely. I want to speak about the people in your life and the relational shifts that have been occurring around you. Some connections have drifted without clear explanation. Some relationships have changed in ways you did not fully choose. And while any kind of relational loss carries its own weight of grief, some of what has been changing in your relational world is not loss. It is clearing. It is the removal of what was occupying space that was needed for something different. The connections that are departing were not built to support the next chapter of your life. And what heaven is positioning to enter in their place is built on an entirely different foundation. The relationships coming in this season are the kind that recognize the real you without requiring performance. That see the depth of who you actually are and are not threatened by it. That replenish rather than drain. That remain when things are difficult rather than appearing only when things are convenient. Those connections exist and they are being guided toward you. The space that has been feeling like emptiness is actually preparation. The loneliness of this season has been a room being cleared, not a room being permanently closed. Be discerning in this time, not suspicious, but honest. What brings genuine peace when you sit with it quietly? Without urgency and without pressure is from God. What requires you to rush? To decide before you have prayed about it, to override what your spirit is quietly telling you, is not aligned with what heaven is building. You have been given the gift of discernment for exactly this reason. Onohet, the quiet internal signal that you have sometimes ignored and later wished you had listened to has been accurate. Trust it going forward. There is something waiting for you that goes beyond what this message alone can carry. A deeper encounter with the specific peace and clarity and direction that your spirit has been reaching for. You will find it in the link pinned in the comments below. Do not scroll past it. Every soul who arrived at this message today was guided there as well. And what is waiting in that link was placed there for this specific moment in your journey. Write now in the comments this declaration over your own life. I receive what heaven has been preparing for me. My season of hidden faithfulness is giving way to visible fruit. Let those words go past the surface. Let them reach the places in you that have been waiting the longest. The places that have been most tempted to give up on the idea that the waiting would ever produce anything. Because you are not speaking into the air. You are agreeing with something that has already been established in the invisible realm on your behalf. And your agreement matters. It is the posture of a soul that is ready to receive what has been prepared. I want to speak now about something that the extended difficulty of this season has done quietly to the way you relate to your own hope. The accumulation of prayers that seemed unanswered, of efforts that produced less than they deserved, of doors that opened and then closed before you could walk through them, has over time created a protective distance between you and your own desires. You still hope, but you hope carefully. You still believe, but you hold your belief at arm's length, ready to pull it back before it costs you too much if it does not work out. You have learned to manage your expectations downward as a form of self-protection. Because reaching fully and being let down has hurt more times than you can easily count. Heaven is asking you to close that distance. Not because the protection you built was wrong given what you experienced. It was a reasonable response to real pain. But because guarded hope is not the posture that receives what is coming. What is being released over your life in this season requires open hands, requires the willingness to reach again with full commitment. Not because you have proof that this time will be different. Because you have decided to trust the faithfulness of the One who is bringing it more than you trust the patterns of your painful past. The things that did not work were not evidence that nothing will ever work. They were evidence of misalignment, of timing that was not yet right, of connections and circumstances that were not built to support what was actually meant for you. Every disappointment carried information, not verdict. Every closed door provided direction, not rejection. And the information has been gathered. The direction has been clarified. What is being positioned now is not a repetition of what let you down before. It is something calibrated to who you are right now. After everything, right now in this specific moment. Let yourself reach for it fully this time. That is not naivety. That is the act of faith that opens the door. If this message is landing in a real place in you right now, I want to invite you to click the thanks button below. That simple act of support keeps this mission moving and sends these words to other souls who are carrying exactly what you have been carrying, who need to know tonight that heaven has not forgotten them and that the waiting is not permanent. Your support reaches people you will never meet with words they desperately need. It is a small gesture with an immeasurable reach. I want to speak about the specific practical dimensions of your life that have felt most resistant. The financial pressures that have lingered longer than they should have. The professional doors that have remained closed despite your effort and your qualifications and your faithfulness. The circumstances that have felt immovable, no matter how much you prayed or pushed or tried to position yourself correctly. I want to speak to those specific areas, not with vague spiritual language, but with the direct assurance that what has felt like a ceiling is not a permanent structure. What has kept those areas in a holding pattern is not your lack of effort or your lack of worth or your lack of favor. It is the completion of a preparation that had to be finished before certain things could be released. And that preparation is finishing. The movement that begins in one area will create a chain reaction in others. One door opening will lead to another. One circumstance shifting will create the space for the next shift to happen. And what looks gradual at first will accelerate in ways that will become unmistakable and will ultimately make the stagnation of this past season feel like the necessary building of a foundation rather than a waste of time. Pay close attention to the unexpected in the coming days. The provision that arrives through an unusual channel. The conversation that opens a door you did not know existed. The idea that comes fully formed without an obvious source. The connection made in an ordinary moment that turns out to carry extraordinary weight. The phone call or message that arrives from an unexpected direction. Heaven works through natural means. Through timing, through the movement of hearts, through the alignment of circumstances that could not have been engineered by human strategy alone. When you see those things moving, recognize them, not as luck or coincidence, as the faithful, specific, personal response of heaven to the faithful, specific, personal investment you have been making through this entire season. Do not go back to what heaven has been moving you away from. The relationships, the habits, the opportunities that were not aligned with your actual purpose. The places where you were giving your energy without it going anywhere meaningful. If you return to what you have been released from, you will find that what once felt familiar now feels empty, because the presence and purpose that were meant to fill those spaces have moved. But if you continue forward, you will find abundance where there was previously only scarcity. Heaven never calls you out of something without having prepared something better to call you into. Trust the forward movement, even when the familiar feels like it is calling you back. I want to speak directly to the people who have been speaking against you. The ones who watched your delays and interpreted them as confirmation of their low expectations for you. The ones who talked about you in rooms you were not in. The ones who used what they knew about you to try to limit what you had access to. Heaven saw all of it. Every word spoken against you in private. Every attempt to close a door before you could reach it. Every effort to reduce your influence or damage your reputation. Not one of those words landed without being intercepted.
Not one of those attempts produced the outcome it was intended to produce.
Because you are not under the authority of those words.
You are covered by something that those words cannot penetrate.
And the restoration that is coming will be its own answer to everything that was spoken against you, without you having to defend yourself or explain yourself or fight for your own name. Let heaven be your defense. It already has been. Write this in the comments as a declaration. I am protected by the covering of heaven, and no weapon formed against my name, my purpose, or my future will prosper. Say that with everything in you. Let it be the line drawn between the season of attack and the season of restoration. Because the restoration is not coming. It has already begun. The turning point is not ahead of you. You are standing in it right now. There are people being positioned in your direction right now who do not yet know they are about to become a blessing in your life. Their hearts are being moved in ways they cannot fully explain. Your name is coming to their minds in unexpected moments. A sense of urgency about reaching out to you is growing in them without an obvious cause. When those contacts come, receive them with discernment, but without the guardedness that your painful history wants to impose. Not every person who approaches you carries hidden motives. Some of them are being sent. And you will know the difference. Not by analysis, but by the peace that either settles or refuses to settle in your spirit when you sit with each connection honestly before God. There is also a connection that you have been uncertain about. Someone whose presence in your life has felt like it might be significant, but you have been hesitant to trust the feeling. Do not force that connection forward. Do not try to manufacture what needs to develop at its own pace. But do not close the door on it out of fear either. What is genuinely from heaven will prove itself through the quality of peace it brings, through the absence of confusion and manipulation and the pressure to override your own discernment. What arrives in God's timing arrives with clarity. Wait for that clarity rather than rushing toward what you want to be true or running from what you are afraid to hope for. I want to say something directly to the part of you that has been wondering whether your prayers have been reaching anything. You prayed in moments when you felt completely alone and completely unheard. You prayed in the dark, when the room felt empty and the silence felt like the only answer you were getting. You prayed through doubt and through exhaustion and through the ache of watching other people receive what you had been trusting God for without any visible movement on your own behalf. Those prayers were not lost. Not one of them dissolved into nothing. Every single word offered in sincerity was received. Heaven does not waste what is given honestly. And the accumulation of all of those prayers, all of those faithfully offered words in empty feeling rooms, has been building toward the release that is now arriving. Your faith was not wasted in this season. It was being forged. The faith that endures through a long unanswered season is not the same faith that entered it. It is deeper, more settled, less dependent on visible confirmation, less easily shaken when circumstances do not immediately reflect what you believe. And the life that is coming requires that quality of faith to steward it well. You were not ready for what is coming when this season began. You are ready now. And the timing of the release is not punishment. It is precision. If this message has been walking beside you through something real tonight, I want to invite you one more time to click the thanks button below. Keep this mission moving. Let these words find the soul who is praying in an empty feeling room somewhere right now. Offering words they are not sure are reaching anything, needing to know that heaven is closer than the silence suggests. Your support is the bridge that gets this message to them. It is a small act with a reach you cannot fully calculate. Write this as your final declaration in the comments. At every step, the angels of heaven establish the ground beneath my feet and I walk into. What has been prepared for me without turning back? Let that be the posture you carry out of this moment and into the rest of your day, your week, your season. Not forced confidence, not performed faith. The genuine, tested, hard-won certainty of someone who has been through the long season and come out the other side, knowing something real and irreplaceable about the faithfulness of God. Because you do know something real about it. You are ieri. After everything you have been through, after all the nights that tried to take your hope and all the days that tried to take your strength, you are still here, still reaching, still open enough to receive this message all the way to its end. That is not a small thing. It is the single, most important quality that heaven looks for in a soul it is about to advance. Not perfection, not flawlessness, not an unblemished record, persistence. The stubborn, inexhaustible decision to keep showing up even when showing up does not seem to be producing anything. That is what you have been doing. And that is exactly what this moment is responding to. The season that is ahead of you is not a continuation of the season that is behind you. It is different in kind. Not just better circumstances, but a different quality of life altogether. One that matches who you have become through what you have endured. One that is built to hold the depth and the character and the genuine faith that the difficult season produced in you. What is coming was designed for who you are now, not who you were when this season began. And who you are now is ready. More ready than you have felt. More ready than the discouragement of recent months has allowed you to believe. Heaven sees it clearly even when you cannot. If you are not yet part of this community, this is your invitation. Subscribe to the breath of angels, not because you feel obligated, but because something in you recognized today that this is the kind of spiritual honesty and depth that your soul has been hungry for. There are more messages coming. More moments like this one. More truth, delivered with the precision and the tenderness and the directness that heaven actually speaks with when it is addressing the real and lived experience of a human soul navigating a difficult season with faith. And in the comments below, share what moved in you today. What part of this message found the place in you that needed to be found? What you are choosing to believe as you step away from this moment and back into your life. Because your words will become a lifeline for the next soul who arrives here still deciding whether to keep hoping. Still wondering whether the faithfulness of the invisible God is real enough to trust through another day of visible silence. Your willingness to be honest about what you have been through and what you are choosing in spite of it is itself a form of ministry. Is evidence. It is the kind of testimony that reaches places that theology alone cannot. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone, and you have not missed the window, and you have not used up your allotment of grace. You are standing at the threshold of what has been built for you through everything you have endured. Being invited to step through into the fullness of what was always intended for your life. The door is open. The preparation is complete. The season has turned. Heaven is not finished with your story. It is, in many of the most important ways, just beginning to write the chapters that the difficult ones were always building toward. Walk through. Do not look back. Do not let the familiar weight of the past season convince you that what you are stepping into is not real or not for you or not safe to fully receive. It is real. It is for you. And you are safe in the hands of the one who prepared it, who walked with you through everything that led to this moment, and who has not taken his eyes off you for a single second of the entire journey. I am Archangel Michael. I have been standing guard over every promise spoken over your life. I will be standing guard over everything that comes next. This is not the end of your story. It is the turning point you have been walking toward through every difficult step, and the view from here, looking forward into what has been prepared. is more beautiful than the hardest parts of the journey allowed you to imagine. It is your time. Believe it. Step into it. And when as it welcome you read about it, because this community was built for exactly that moment. The moment when the one who held on finally sees what they were holding on for. Amen.